Evenings in Emma and Alex's apartment usually started the same way. Emma would make tea with honey while Alex scrolled through his phone, going over the day's little details. Today in the subway, someone forgot to let me through again. They laughed at the same jokes they had repeated for months, like a rerun of an old TV show, feeling the warmth of that familiar closeness. Alex liked to keep things tidy, books arranged alphabetically, keys on the hook. Emma would tease him from time to time. "You live more like a librarian than with me." They both knew these habits were just routines that made their shared life predictable and comforting. But lately, something had changed. Alex started forgetting small things, like not answering Emma's calls when he was supposedly working late, even though his phone was right there. He would smile mysteriously at messages and hide his phone whenever Emma approached. At first, she chalked it up to stress or fatigue, but a creeping unease began to take hold. One evening, Emma noticed him whispering on the phone in the bathroom. She couldn't catch the words, but the tone, something about his voice felt unfamiliar. She didn't want to spy, but an invisible barrier was forming between them. Small doubts were turning into constant tension, and the jokes that once made them laugh now seemed like hints at something hidden. Emma tried to confront it directly. "Alex, are you hiding something?" He would just smile and wave it off. "Nothing like that, just tired." Yet the doubts wouldn't go away. They walked together in the evenings, holding hands, but even those hands now carried a slight tremor of mistrust. Everything changed that night when Alex accidentally left a piece of paper on the table. On it were addresses and meeting times that Emma had never heard of. Her heart skipped a beat. She realized this wasn't just work or a small thing. It was something important, something he had been hiding for months. Alex came home and saw Emma staring at the paper. His face shifted, and for a moment he looked like someone else entirely. "I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't find the right moment," he said softly, and it became clear. His secret wasn't about lying, but it could change their life together forever. Emma stood there looking at him. The pause between them was so heavy it felt like you could hear your own heartbeat. They both knew. After this, nothing would ever be the same. Emma's hands were trembling slightly as she picked up the paper again, scanning the addresses and times. Finally, she looked at Alex, searching for answers in his eyes. "Alex, what is this?" He took a deep breath and ran a hand through his hair. "I should have told you sooner, but I didn't want to worry you." His voice was low, almost a whisper. Emma's heart pounded, not from fear of what he might be hiding, but from the tension that had built over months of uncertainty. Alex sat down slowly and she followed, their knees almost touching. "I've been part of a volunteer program," he admitted. "It's complicated. I can't tell many people about it. It's sensitive. But it's something I've been doing on the side, helping families in dangerous situations. That's why I've been sneaking out late at night, answering mysterious calls. It's not what you think." Emma's mind raced. The addresses, the late-night messages, it all made sense now. Relief mingled with confusion. "You mean you've been helping people in trouble? Like, secretly?" Alex nodded. "I didn't want to drag you into it. It's risky. I didn't want you to worry or get hurt. But I see now that keeping it from you only created distance." Emma took a deep breath, the tension in her chest easing slightly but not completely gone. "I get that you wanted to protect me, but why didn't you even give me a hint? A little honesty could have kept us close." He reached for her hand, holding it tightly. "I see that now. I made a mistake. I thought I was protecting us, but I only built walls." They sat in silence for a while, the apartment quiet except for the soft ticking of the clock. Emma's mind flicked between admiration and frustration, trust and doubt. She didn't feel angry anymore. She felt the weight of choices made in secrecy and the fragile possibility of rebuilding trust. Finally, she looked at him and whispered, "I don't know what happens next, but I need to understand everything, Alex, all of it." Alex nodded, squeezing her hand. "You will. I'll tell you everything, I promise. And we can figure out the rest, together." Outside, the city lights glimmered through the window, indifferent to the storm of emotions inside. The secret was out, but the consequences, the questions, the risks, the fragile trust had only just begun. The next few days were tense but honest. Emma and Alex spent hours talking, piecing together the fragments of his secret life. She learned about the families he helped, the late-night trips, the risks he took, all of it driven by a quiet, unwavering sense of duty. Yet, despite the relief, a shadow lingered. Every knock at the door, every unknown call on Alex's phone made Emma's chest tighten. Trust, once broken, doesn't mend overnight. She found herself watching him, trying to read the slightest hint of deceit, even as she reminded herself that he'd finally told her the truth. One evening, Alex returned home later than usual. His expression was tense, and Emma noticed the faint trace of exhaustion on his face. Before she could ask, he held up a folded envelope. "I have to leave tomorrow," he said softly. "For a few days, it's urgent." Emma's heart skipped. "Urgent? You didn't tell me before." He shook his head. "It's not safe for anyone to know. I'll explain when I get back. I just need you to trust me." Emma took the envelope, her hands trembling. Inside were documents and a map, evidence of the work Alex had been doing, a world she didn't fully understand, dangerous and secretive. The weight of it pressed down on her. She looked at him, searching his eyes. "I want to trust you, Alex. I do. But what if something happens?" He stepped closer, taking her hands in his. "Then I hope you'll remember that everything I do to help people, and that I love you. That hasn't changed." That night, Emma lay awake, the envelope beside her. She felt proud, scared, and uncertain all at once. Alex's secret life had opened a door to something bigger than their apartment, their routines, their jokes, but it also raised questions she couldn't yet answer. Morning came. The city hummed outside, indifferent and endless. Alex kissed her forehead, whispered, "I'll be back soon," and was gone. Emma clutched the envelope, realizing that their life had shifted. The secret was out, but the future, trust, danger, and the love that bound them remained suspended in fragile uncertainty. She took a deep breath. Whatever lay ahead, she knew one thing: nothing would ever be simple again.